Any occasion in India is incomplete without sweets. So are we Indians. Our love and passion for sweets is never ending. Hey everyone, this is me Kapita welcomes you to the yellow curry with a popular sweet dish called Kala Jamun. Look at these beautiful juicy dark mawa balls. Isn't it tempting enough to water your mouth? Indian sweets are very popular worldwide, but little tricky to prepare. But once you will master the art, nothing can stop you. So let's begin this beautiful recipe. We will start with the stuffing first. For that, we need 20 grams of dry fruits chopped, adding 2 tablespoons of khoa or mawa with that, adding some sugar balls, or instead of sugar balls you can add some powdered sugar in this, adding some saffron strands 10 to 15. Now giving it a good mix. Adding some cardamom. Ground cardamom is good, but if you don't have, you can take the cardamom balls also. Now make a few balls out of it. Ball size will be peanut size or very small balls. We prepared one ball here. Similarly, we have to prepare more balls out of it. Here I have added the saffron strands for flavor, not for the color. If you want color, then you can soak it in 1 teaspoon of milk. Then you can add that mixture in it. Let's heat up a heavy bottom pan and adding 3 cups of water in it. Adding 3 cups of sugar as well to make the sugar syrup for Kala Jamun. Adding some cardamom 4 to 5. So cover it and let the rolling bubble create. Now in a mixing bowl, I am adding 230 grams of khoa or mawa. Adding 80 grams of cottage cheese or paneer, whatever you call it, in it. If you are using store-bought mawa or store-bought paneer, then please grate it because you have to grate it if you want to knead it fast. So use the grater and grate both of this. Now you have to give this a very good mix. For that you need a flat surface and using the palm knead it well. Rub it on the mawa or chena and knead it well. This is almost like how we prepare the dough for chapati or roti or paratha. If mawa and paneer knead it perfectly, then you can add refined flour or maida. I am using here 4 tablespoons. And there is no predefined ratio of mawa and maida or refined flour for Kala Jamun. If your mawa is homemade, then the quantity of maida will be more, and if your mawa is store-bought, then the quantity of maida will be little less. Here I am adding 1 teaspoon of powdered sugar. This step is must if you want to eat mithai soft like Kala Jamun. I nicely mix the refined flour with paneer and mawa mixture. Now adding baking powder, 2 pinch, don't add too much, only 2 pinch, and mix it well. Now this mixture is not smooth enough, so adding 2 tablespoons of milk in it and distributing evenly into the mixture. Our dough is almost ready now. Now you can give it an oblong shape and get equal balls out of it. But before jumping into the ball making process, let's check our dough is perfect for the Kala Jamun or not. How will you do that? So let's make a small ball first and keep it ready. Now heat up a wok and add some oil in it. Now here is a trick to judge the temperature of the oil to fry Kala Jamuns. Now make a peanut sized ball. See, this ball is ready. Now we have to place it into the oil. See, the dough is just settling down bottom of the wok and creating some bubbles around it. That means this is the perfect temperature to fry the kala jamun. Remember, oil should not be very hot when frying the kala jamuns. If the oil is very hot, then switch off the stove, let the oil cool down little bit, then add the balls. Otherwise, the balls will be fried on the outer part and will be uncooked inside. In the meantime, I have added the bigger ball in the wok. Now look at this carefully. The ball is not breaking up and not creating any cracks as well. So our mixture is perfect. If it is creating cracks, that means we need little more moisture into the mixture. Actually, we need little more milk to smoothing the dough. And if the ball breaks, means we need little more refined flour into the mixture. Sometimes the ball breaks because excess use of baking powder. So add only 1 or 2 pinch, not more than that. Keep in mind, don't use ghee or clarified butter for smoothing the dough. Excess ghee also breaks the balls. Don't use water as well. Use only milk for smoothing. Now let this fry. Meanwhile, we can prepare the other balls for frying. Now take a lemon-sized portion from the dough. Give it a flat round shape, making a hole in the middle for the stuffing. Now close it and make a perfect round ball. If you are getting little bit cracks here and there, then cover it as I have shown. So our ball is ready. Similarly, make the other balls. Now look at the sugar syrup. Take it in the tip of your finger. See, it is sticking, not creating any string, only sticking. That's what we need for kala jamun. So our sugar syrup is ready. Now switch off the gas and let it cool down little bit. See, the balls are completely dark now. So now we will take out in a plate and we'll keep it in the sugar syrup. Please don't put hot in hot. Then the balls will be rubbery in texture. So let cool down the sugar syrup a bit. Okay, let it be warm and then keep these balls there. Here our sugar syrup is warm now. So directly keeping the hot balls in the sugar syrup. Cover it and let's try the other balls. Keeping the first ball in the wok for frying. See, it is creating very big bubbles. That means the oil is very hot. Now switch off the gas immediately and fry the balls. Try to stir continuously so that it should not stick in the bottom or bottom part should not be dark. Generally, you should not touch the balls instantly after putting it into oil because this may break. You should only touch the outer part of the oil, how I have shown here. See, now it has reached to a perfect temperature. Now we are switching on the gas and keeping it in the low flame. Stir continuously, don't touch the balls, only the outer layer of the oil. Doing so to ensure that the balls will be fried from each sides equally. Now see, the balls are slowly changing the colors. Now it has reached to a point where it is golden brown in color. See, here it is just the perfect color for gulab jamun. If you want to make gulab jamun, please switch off the gas and place the balls in the sugar syrup. Your gulab jamuns will be ready. But here we are making kala jamun. So the difference from gulab jamun to kala jamun is the outer layer of the kala jamun. It is a bit thicker than gulab jamun and it is dark in color. To give that texture, we have to fry it a little bit more. See, the balls are almost dark in color. Now I will sprinkle little bit water into it. The reason behind it, I just want to give the balls extra darkness because you can see the bubbles from the water. These bubbles will give the extra dense color to the balls. Now transferring the balls into the sugar syrup one by one. Now stir the kala jamuns in the sugar syrup a bit with the help of a ladle or spoon. Now cover it and keep it for 2 to 3 hours. See, now the kala jamuns are bigger in size. These have soaked the sugar syrup quite well. Now it's time to plate. If your sugar syrup is cold, before frying the jamun, warm it little bit. Then add it into the sugar syrup. Remember, fry the balls on low heat. Once it will get the color or changing the color, at that stage you can increase the heat from low to medium. Stir continuously when you are frying the balls. Keep patience because it takes some time, 10 to 12 minutes depending on the temperature of the stove. So be patient and fry it, stir it continuously. Now see the inner texture. It is quite juicy and properly cooked. Isn't it beautiful? And see the texture, how delicate, soft it is. If you really like today's video, then please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in another session of Yellow Curry. Bye-bye.